Today we are talking about one of the biggest projects in Cambodia, the Prek Nam project, which is a canal project connecting Phnom Penh port to the sea in Kep province. According to the documents submitted by Cambodia to the Mekong River Commission, the Prek River flows through 4 provinces: Canal, Techo, Kampot, and Kep Prek. It is 180 kilometers long, 100 m wide, 80 m wide, and 5.5 m deep. Allows ships with a choice of 4.7 m to access. The project will cost $1.7 billion and is scheduled for completion in 2028. The construction of the new canal makes it unnecessary for Cambodia to export goods to Vietnam for export, such as China and the West. Vietnam charges $223 for a 12-meter container, thus reducing shipping costs by 16%, benefiting consumers and other businesses. This is the Mekong River with a length of 4,350 kilometers and an area of 795,000 square kilometers. The river ranks 3rd in Asia and 12th in the world. The water of the Mekong River originates from the top sports that will meet the sports of the Chinese provinces and China. When this water reaches the city of Chengdu in the Tibet Autonomous Region, the water is called the Mekong River, which China calls the Lan River. Starting from Chang'an, like Tibet, to Yunnan province, then to Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and finally to the sea in Vietnam, the Mekong River is divided into 2, the Upper Mekong River and the Lower Mekong River. From the starting point from the 3rd city of Chengdu to Yunnan, the Lower Mekong River is from the Mekong River that flows from Myanmar to the Mekong River in Vietnam, Phnom Penh. It is also divided into 3. The Tunnel Sap, which reaches the Tunnel Sap in Siem Reap and Battambang below the Tunnel Bazak and above, is the Mekong River. The problem is that the ships that use the port of Phnom Penh to transport goods have to cross the Mekong River in Vietnam and also have to pay $223 for a large group of 12 ships, so Cambodia wants to build a canal to prevent crossing the country. Vietnam in the morning to build for Cambodia can reduce the cost of going to Vietnam and reduce the influence of any country to Cambodia to support Laos' geological canal project. A country that ends at sea like this really works. It is difficult for Laos to import and export goods by sea because shipping by water is cheaper than transporting by land and air. Laos has to rely entirely on Vietnamese ports for the export and import of goods by sea, and shipping costs are also high because they have to pay Vietnam when they need the goods, so it is very difficult for Laos. Considering the city, about 500 kilometers to the port of interruption in Nha Trang province, for the transportation of goods by water, the Vietnamese port charges from $19 to $27 for a large 12-meter-long one. Including tariffs on each type of goods, all Lao goods from 18% to 20% use Vietnamese ports for this geographical transport, which makes Vietnam have a strong influence on Laos as well. If Vietnam charges a port service or closes Laos to use a Vietnamese port when Cambodia has a population, Laos has 2 options for shipping goods through Vietnam or Cambodia, so Cambodia can benefit. Money is Laos too. If Laos forgets to use for shipping, generally speaking, the country wants more options for shipping, completely dependent on Vietnam.